Hold on, not the right way to do this. Let's load it. And there we go. And Merry Christmas, everyone! Welcome to part 2 of Mega Man 5, where this time I shall be taking on the rest of the Robot Masters and anything else that comes upon our way. So, to begin, since we have Napalm Man's weapon, let's take on Stone Man. Let's see what Napalm Bomb can do. So you shoot out a bomb, and that's what it actually does. And an extra life to start. That's nice. With these tools, it's not just one, but it's also 3 miniature ones that you also have to take care of. And the 3 mini ones can also hurt you as well. So it's best to take care of all 4. As with Stone Man himself with his design, yeah, it's an obvious Gutsman motif. I can't really blame them either, honestly, because it does make sense. Both are pretty bulky. And by shooting down this little pathway, we got ourselves another letter. A G. And since we have the gyro attack, there we go. See, you can still get hurt by the miniature ones, so just take care of all of them. But yeah, in last part, we started up the game and took care of 3 Robot Masters: Gravity Man, Napalm Man, and Gyro Man. And for our troubles, we got the Rush Coil and Jet. There's no Rush Marine this time through because, sadly, Marine's kind of just underutilized. Sure, there's a few underwater stuff that you can use it for, but it's not going to be the go-to way for underwater exploration. Because the simple fact you can still use Rush Jet and get the same results. Which is a shame, because Marine kind of looks cool, but I can at least see why it's not being used anymore, basically. Outside of 3, 4, and the 2 Game Boy games. Ooh. And another, alternate pathway. This right here is called a Mystery Tank. If memory serves, a Mystery Tank restores all your health and your weapon pickup energy all at once. And I think it does something else. If I last recall, I'll look this up when I have a chance. But I believe Mystery Tanks turn most enemies on the screen into my tools. Hence the term mystery within this game. Not sure about any other appearances it has of what it does for effects, but I know for a fact that's what it does in this game. Wait, ow. Hold on. Okay, I still have an E-Tang. Wasn't quite sure if I still had one or not. Let's see, to reach that, better use coil. Yep. And to get an extra life. I'll be quite honest, I kind of prefer how coil was within previous games. Not saying this incarnation is bad, but it's just something you get used to, you know? Like, it's a fine, perfectly, like, it's still usable, it gets the job done still. It just feels different. Yeah, come on. Oh boy. Oh, better at least retry that one. Oh boy. Okay. That should help with retrying this segment. And because I have shit, I can reclaim another E-Tank. Let's see, what do you got for us, Eddie? Wow, I'm swimming in the extra lives today, aren't I? And beneath this other alternative pathway, weapon and health energy, really helpful. Seriously, at this point I have 9 lives, but if I get the actual 9th life, I actually have 10 lives because 0 counts as a life. Ow. Which allows me to just retry stages. Retry attempts, basically, and not worry about game over as much. If I have enough weapon energy to take down the boss. But if not, then yeah, I can just breeze through the game, basically, without worrying about a game over if I don't suck as bad. And now to take on the bot himself, Stone Man. Stone Man works like this. He jumps around. Oh, okay. So it's not like Hard Man or Guts Man where when he lands on the ground, you can't really move, but you can still move regardless of what he does. But when he turns into stones, you can't really attack him. Another way he attacks is that he sends 2 boulders circling out of him. So just dodge and avoid them. If he would do the stones... Oh. Guess he only did the stones just once, and the weakness just resets his pattern. To where he jumps, quakes on the ground, and then just jumps around again. Lather, rinse, repeat. And for our troubles, we get the Power Stone. I mean, it's not a bad weapon, but it is the weakness for our next boss, Charge Man. And this is what the Power Stone does. I could give it some props. It does send stones flying out, but you really have to be exact with your aim with the stones. Because the simple fact... Because of the simple fact that it has a high chance of missing your target. And so I feel it's only best to use it for bosses that are weak to it. Particularly the Robot Master of this level. And that's the main criticism a lot of people have at 5. The weapons you get from bosses aren't super great, and are pretty much characterized as some of the worst in the entire series. It's a combination of missed potential and being kind of worthless, outside of the obligatory boss weakness shenanigans. That and also the Super Mega Buster, just your souped up buster, just does the job better than anything else. Like, there's at least a few weapons that most people would at least say are good, or decent at the very best. That being the gyro attack and a few other robot master weapons that we'll be getting. But yeah, I wanted to at least stream today because today is Christmas. And I hope everyone has a good, beloved, safe Christmas, or whatever that they're doing for the holidays. With these chickens, just shoot in the eyes, and dodge the chicks. But yeah, I honestly feel that there are some weapons that have some missed potential. Like the Power Stone, for instance. Because the Power Stone, I feel, should at least be should have been given some time to be tweaked upon. Because with some tweaks, it could at least be a decent weapon at best. And we have another letter. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem with the coil within this game. You have to actually be on top of Rush, and sometimes when you are, it doesn't really help you with the jump. Again, the coil in this game is fine, but yeah, you can really see why they went back to the regular method of using it. Ugh. At least with the gyro tech, it's pretty good. Like, it's the closest that you'll have for a weapon that's considered a replacement for your buster. Like, every game, most of the games have that weapon. That weapon where you feel, and where a majority of fans who've played the games can at least say, yeah, that's a good replacement for the normal buster. 1 has the Elect Beam, 2 has the goated Metal Blade, 3 is either the Metal Blade, Shadow Blade, or the Needle Cannon. 4, I'm not sure about 4. I think it could actually just be the Ring Boomerang, or some other weapon. And then 5 is probably just the gyro attack, because it lets you just aim up and down. And Charge Man works like this. He charges at you, pun fully intended because he's a train. Shoots coals. The placement of the goals are randomized, so just dodge them when they come towards you. When he charges at you, he's invincible. And with the Power Stone, yeah, this is what I meant by you have to be good with your aim at the Power Stone. Like, yeah, it is his weakness, but the simple fact, it's pretty finicky with the aim. Yeah. Now, if it worked like a shield or something where it didn't really go out as quickly, maybe it could work. For our troubles, we get ourselves another weapon. The Charge Kick. Alright. And we shall continue. Oh, whoops. Whoopsie. Did not mean to do that. That's an oopsie on my end. I pressed the wrong button. Pressed the wrong button. That is on me. Oops. And we go to our next boss. Let me think. Not sure if it's Wave Man or not. Yeah, it should be Wave Man. It should be. It really should be. because I know for a sort of fact that he's weak to the charge kick. And this is what the charge kick does. It's a weapon for the slide. It makes your slide an actual weapon. It's not bad. It's a good approach. It's pretty creative. But it suffers from the top spin thing where you actually have to be up close and personal, and when you do, it's going to hurt you more than your enemies if you don't time it right. And for Wave Man, main gimmick are not only those pipes, but also these gushing bursts of steam. So it's best just to be patient and to move along when the steam is done blowing. With these bubbles here, it's best to stand on top of the bigger ones and then go along. With these smaller ones, they're going to disappear quicker. So it's best to jump on them quickly and to get to the bigger ones, because the bigger ones last longer. Although, out of some of the tracks in this game, I kinda like Wave Man's music the most. It's pretty calming, and here we have a wave riding section. Oh, motor... I think it's called the Wave Bike or something like that, I'm not sure. With this section, you can only just shoot regular buster shots. You can't charge, and you can't use other weapons. Okay, that was on me. Yeah. Let's try it again. Thankfully, this section counts as a checkpoint before going to the main boss himself. Just wanted to stay quiet for just a second for you to at least enjoy the theme of this stage, because I actually kind of like it. Gets the job done, and it's kind of calming if you think about it. Like, if you're just... Hold on. Yep. Like, if you're just relaxing, like, relaxing to your own vibe or whatever. Ow! Come on. There we go. Wanted to rewind because I wanted to at least get the letter. But I feel with this music it's pretty good for Wave Man. Like, it's no Gyro Man, but... It's no Gyro Man, but I feel it's pretty good. And with that, we are at the end of our wave bike section. I could be wrong with how it's pronounced, but ugh. I know I'm going to die, but whatever, I have like 8 lives anyway, so I'm not gonna be too bothered about that. Wave Man shoots a wave. He jumps, shoots a harpoon at you, summons a wave, and then jumps around basically. So, let's take him down with his weakness. Ow. I think the wave is actually just towards you. Like, it's supposed to be either in front of him or at your exact location. Charge Slide is his weakness, but again, it suffers from the whole top spin thing where it'll damage you in the process. This is a good weapon, but it should have been tweaked to give you invincibility frames throughout the entirety of the weapon's use. Like, from the whole frames of the weapon being used, I feel it's best to have you be invincible instead of you getting hurt. So it's not so iffy, to be honest. And with that, I would actually go with Gravity Man, because Wave Man's weapon is his weakness, but we already took care of him. So, let's take on Starman next. Starman's stage basically has one big gimmick: space. And within space, your jump height is the same as going underwater, where your jump height will be increased dramatically. Sure, there's the obvious meteors to shoot and stuff, but it's more about your jump height being affected. So it's best to know when to hold your jump, or to go for more shorter jumps, due to the simple fact that you could jump into spikes. Like right here. This is the perfect thing to demonstrate what I'm talking about. Because if I held my jump too high, then I would have died. It serves as the perfect training exercise or whatever to know about the gimmick of the level and to be more than perfectly aware. With Starman, I feel he's kind of a good beginner stage. Like, it's him and Gravity Man, actually, that are good beginner stages. Not too hard. Kind of easy to at least go for when you know what you're doing. And allows you to just get the boss and its weapon, and play through the game just fine and dandy. Just wanted to use Jet just to be on the safe side, because I have it, and I don't have to rely on invincibility frames to get across the spikes. Ow! Let's see... I could at least refuel a bit of Jet, and show off what the wave does. Yep. Thing is, you actually have to be on the ground for it to be used, unfortunately. And the moment it hits a wall, it goes away. Again, it's a fine weapon, but would be better if it was tweaked. Like, if it's a wave, then it would have been better if given the chance to at least go upon walls, you know? Like, if it was able to go upon walls, and not really be so reliant on you being on the ground to use it, then yeah, it'd be good. It'd be a fine weapon to have. I'm just like a better weapon to have. Ow. Okay, what is with me? Ow. Seriously? Okay. There we go. Now we just get up. Slide to get out of the way of the missile debris. Time it just right. Fire up a charge shot at this big mech, because the giant blue orb or crystal or whatever, is the weakness. And anywhere else is invincible to it. You can't really shoot it anywhere else. And with this, you have to be careful with your jumps. Sure, you're within space, but the entire room below are just death spikes. So you have to be careful to get back to the platform in time and not die. Or you could use Rush Jet if you have it. But knowing most people who don't really know the game inside and out, they'd probably just go for Jet. They'd probably just make sure to be on the platforms to be in time to not die. And Starman operates like this. He fires up his barrier, jumps around a bit, and launches it at you. I want to at least check something out. Oh. Oh, wow. The wave actually is his weakness. That was my mistake. Guess I chose right. Also, a sad fact about the fight, other than the weakness, is the fact that you can still shoot your charge shot, and the shot itself won't be reflected. Starman will still take damage. And we get the Star Crash and Super Arrow. Star Crash works the same exact way the Skull Barrier works in 4, where it is a decent to low tier grade shield, but at least you can shoot it off this time, I guess. But still, really iffy, mediocre shield. Super Arrow works like this. To it. You shoot an arrow, and you get on top of the arrow, and it just goes off. Think of it like Item 2 from Mega Man 2, where it's not quite Rush Jet, but it's just another Item 2, but this time it's just an arrow. And last but not least, we have Crystal Man for the last of the 8 bosses. This section can be pretty annoying because the crystals that fall send you to your death. So just use the Star Crash just to protect yourself against it. And like the Skull Barrier, once it has one particular main hit point, so it's kind of weak as a shield. If I'll be quite honest. Because of the simple fact that it doesn't really have much of staying power as a shield. It's just a flimsy barrier, if you ask me. See? Like that. As in the crystals knocking you down to your death. And you have to actually also time your jumps just right for you to get across, even with the Star Crash. Because with the shield itself, you'll still fall if... like that. You still have... because the fact that the shield is pretty flimsy, if I'll be quite honest. And that's kind of sad. Because of the simple fact that for 2 games now we've gotten shield-based weapons that don't really do much. They're kind of weak for shields. Like the Leaf Shield was actually a much better shield-based weapon. Sure, it was iffy because the simple fact if you slightly moved, then the shield would just go away and be launched. But at least it protected you for a good while. At least it did that, like it had a function. But with 4 and 5, it's really just... At least there's an E-tank for my troubles. But yeah, I really feel some of the weapons in this game are kind of... Like they really could just be worked upon and tweaked upon to be better. If you ask me. Gyro Attack is still fine, as a good replacement weapon, but everything else kind of iffy. with Crystal Man, other than the crystals being your main gimmick, it's actually kind of a pretty looking stage. Because the fact, I really just like how it looks visually. It's really pretty, if I'll be honest. Like, the crystal cave motifs are really good. Gives me that Gemini Man motif. With the super arrow, you also can use it as an actual weapon, so it's not just a get across thing, like item 2. You actually can just use it as an actual weapon. I'm not sure what boss is weak to it, but I'm not sure what boss is weak to it in all honesty. But it can be used. You just have to time it right. Oh! And we also got our last letter. And we got ourselves Beat! Now, Beat was made by Dr. Cossack as a means of thanking Mega Man for helping him out last game. And going forward, he is our next robot pet, basically. So we have Rush, and we have Beat the Bird. Which is yet another music pun, because beat to the beat of the music, literally. And here's what Beat does. Summon Beat. And Beat charges in to the nearest enemy that Beat is nearest to. And with Crystal Man, he's pretty tough because of him jumping around, and the bigger crystal that he shoots out, flat out just because the crystal that he shoots out breaking up into 4 smaller crystals which bounce around the room. Because of him jumping around, shooting regular shots, and the and the crystals that split up, it makes Crystal Man one of the more tougher bosses within the game. Oh, never mind. I really thought Starman's weapon would be weak to him in this game, but I guess not. Yep, it's Gyro. Yep, it's Gyro Man's weapon that is actually his weakness. But I'll at least give Beat a bit more time to shine. And when Beat is done, and when your weapon energy resources are done, Beat just goes off. And the super arrow can also cling to walls. So if you need something to cling onto a wall, for a little extra platform, the super arrow kind of does the job right. It's fine. Like, it's not bad, honestly. Like, it's another fine transportation weapon. And we have the Crystal Eye. Works the exact same way Crystal Man uses his weapon. And now we take the fight to our brother. In his own fortress of all things. And here we are with Proto Man's Fortress Stage 1. Fun fact, this is actually one of the rare themes from 5 to actually get a remix within Smash Brothers. Within Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And I feel it's a pretty good remix. It's like a really good remix, if I'll be quite honest. Fingers crossed for the next Smash that Mega Man actually has a better shield weapon. Because Leaf Shield is fine, but I prefer a shield that can actually just deflect projectiles and is pretty beefy. Crystal Eye, shoot it, and it splits up, bounces across the room, same thing as what Crystal Man did within our fight against him. I'm not sure what the spike thing is weak to. Maybe a Napalm Bomb? Nope. Nope. Although, gyro attack can be useful for these jellyfish, or whatever they're called. Come on, Rush. There we go. And let's do... Nope, not you. There we go. 2 more should do it. Go up. Let's get some health back, because I'm pretty low. Ugh. Yeah, I'm just happy this version of Coil only exists within this game, because it really takes some time to getting used to, and there are times where it just kind of feels not so good. You can either use the Super Arrow or Rush Jet to get across from this pit. And with Super Arrow, shoot it at a wall, which honestly is pretty useful for stuff like that. Because if not, you'd have to rely on a bit more Jet to be more finagling with, for more... You'd have to have some finesse with Jet in order to get across from that state, to get across, basically. Let me just... Yep. Nice. Charged against the same mech. Same mech, different color. And same way of taking care of it. With this, it's going to be another block puzzle. I don't feel like taking it on, so we just have another Rush Jet, Rush Coil. Oh, come on. There we go. That should do it. Super Arrow. And recharge Jet. Coil, sorry. Take care of you. Circling around. Come on. Wait for it. Come on. Wait for it. There we go. Okay. We should at least reach our first boss. If I recall, these are called Dark Man. Like Dark Man bosses. Like this one has just tank wheels. It just goes across the room and shoots a shot at you. Simple. Yeah, I could at least use an E-tank. Like, yeah, I have like 7 lives, but meh. Got it. Ow! Okay, one thing with the charge shot I forgot to mention. The moment that you get hurt, you lose your charge. So you really have to be careful with timing your shot just right. And thankfully, we're at a checkpoint. I know each of them has a weakness. I just don't remember what is the weakness. Okay, Wave is good. Wave helps somewhat. Oh, no, not somewhat. A lot. It really is the weakness. Guess I guessed right. Thank goodness. With that one, it's kind of easy to at least dodge it, because it just does 2 things. Charges at you and shoots a projectile. And even then, the projectile just goes straight at you. Okay, stage 2. And go up, go up. Just wait for it. Oh, Could... Yeah, that actually is just a... hid in... There we go. Maybe to use the napalm bomb? Nope. No, you're just stuck within that room and I have to go the other way. Really thought it was an alternative way of going across, but nope. It's just go to the left, basically. Let's just go with some coil. Fun fact, for each of the NES Mega Man games, they actually have a subtitle. But the subtitles are only there for the Japanese ports of the games. I could actually look it up to see what each title has. And let's see here. Mega Man... Oh, hold on, sorry. Give me a quick sec. Oh boy. Let's see here. Mega Man, or it's just known as Rockman 1, Mega Man 2, in Japan, was known as Rockman 2 Dr. Wari no Nazo, or just Rockman 2 The Mystery of Dr. Wily, or The Secret of Dr. Wily. 3 is known as Rockman 3 Dr. Wari no Saigo, which means Rockman 3 The End of Dr. Wily, which, no, we know that's not the thing. That's not happening, but at the time it was a good mystery. Like, potentially Wily being good and whatnot, that could at least be a good twist. Mega Man 4 is known in Japan as Rockman 4 Aratu no Yabo, or Rockman 4 Aratanaru Yabo, which means Rockman 4 A New Evil Ambition. And for this game, it's known as Rockman 5 Burusu no Wana, which means Rockman 5 Loses Trap. So yeah, every game within the series, like classic series, actually has a subtitle in Japanese. Not sure about the Game Boy games, but I know for the old school classic games, like maybe like 1 to 10 or 11 or whatever, they have subtitles. And within this stage, be a bit careful, even with Rush Jet, because you can still get yourself knocked down and into a pit. Wait for it. From these Crystal Joes. And shoot your shot after sliding. But yeah, those are the subtitles for Mega Man 1 to 5 so far. And honestly, I kind of like the subtitles. Gives it a bit of personality. Because with 2, with the mystery of Dr. Wily, you never really knew that it was an alien, or just a fake alien this whole time. Ooh, no. You never knew. It was a fake alien this whole time. And with 3 being, oh, the end of Dr. Wily. Ow. Like people who played the game for the first time thought Wily would actually turn good. He changed sides and reformed himself. But not in this case. And 4, with the new evil ambition, you'd think Cossack would be the new villain, because of the threat that he sent. and 5 being Blues' trap because Blues is assumed to be evil. But we'll see about that. Let's keep going. Charge up a shot. Come on. Ow. Get some health. Also, one fun fact that I've been doing with each of my streams is that I wanted to upload both all the box art images for the games that I've been playing so far for Mega Man. So with a bit of a Google search, I could at least see... that was not good. That's better. Whew. But like I said, for each of these Mega Man streams, I actually went to upload each part with the thumbnail that actually had the box art of each of the different regions, like North America, Europe, Japan, etc. For the Game Boy games, for especially 1 and 2, since I was able to cover them in one part, I used the playlist thumbnail to actually use a different cover of the box art. So if one box art has American box art, then the thumbnail itself for the playlist actually has the Japanese box art. Because I wanted to at least show the series as much love as I can as possible. And funny thing is, with each of the European box arts, I guess with maybe like 1 or 2 exceptions, Europe actually got the most correct drawing of Mega Man right. Because it took them up until 6 for them to actually get the right drawing of Mega Man's face and his features. Because for 1 to 4, 1 to 5, it just drew him as some kind of scrawny, overgrown man or just a gremlin or something. And with this second Darkman fight, it has the shield and shield that goes across, so just time your shots so that way it's in between the boss, that way your shots won't be deflected. And here we go with stage 3. But yeah, wanted to at least upload each thumbnail with the different box art, to at least give it a bit of love for Mega Man, basically. Because I felt, okay, why don't I just use the box art from all the different regions to give it some love? To at least have people who are new to the series at least say, hey, this is how the box art looks in Europe, in Japan, and in North America. Because that's the 3 varying styles for the time. And with stage 3, let's get some health. Also, with the Game Boy games, unlike the mainstay console games, they're actually numbered with Roman numerals because there are just 5 of them. And to avoid confusion, they numbered 1 to 5 with Roman numerals. So 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 3, 4 is IV, and 5 is just V, because V is the Roman numeral for 5. And if I'm not mistaken... Come on, shoot your shot, come on, shoot the shot, come on. Thank you. If I'm not mistaken, this stage has a later gimmick. Come on, shoot. Thank you. Wait for it. There we go. Come on. Come on. Also, with each of the 6 Mega Man games on the NES, they're pretty much released within quite the short time span of each other. because not only did I upload the different box arts for each of the games, I also put down the year that they came out. But the year that they came out, I just put down they came out in North America. And here's the gimmick for this particular stage. It's Snake. Basically, this platform will serve as your way to get to the boss, or to the rest of the stage, basically. But you have to catch up with it, because it doesn't go back, and you have to make sure that you don't stay too far behind, because of the enemies that are here, and the pits and spike traps. Oof, made it in time. But yeah, with each of the years that I put down for each of the games that came out, whether it's for the classic, legit console games or the Game Boy games, I put them as the year they came out in North America. But I'm actually thinking about putting in the actual subtitles for each of the classic games that they had. Just please give it a bit more flair. And with this, I got another E-Tank, but because of me taking the extra time to get that extra life in E-Tank, I have to play catch-up. Or I could just outrace the thing. Ow! I could just either play catch-up or outrace the thing by using Rush Jet. But I have to actually have enough energy to do so, because if I waste too much of it and die here, then I have to retry the whole snake platform thing again. Which won't help, because the simple fact... Ow! Because the simple fact that I'd run out of jets and I'd need it for another section that would greatly need it the most. Wait for it. Ow! Come on. Gyro should take care of these guys. Because it's able to go up. Because it's able to go up. No, I shot it the wrong way. Oh boy. No. Oh no. That does not help. Ow. Oh, looks like a few gyros actually takes care of that guy. And we got 5 E-Tanks. For the price of one stage. Oh, 2 for the price of one stage. And here comes the return of Snake. Well, the Snake platform. Because it acts like a snake. And it just reminds me of that old game that people used to play on their calculators called Snake, where you would have to make the pathway like a snake for as long as possible. People used to actually play that on their calculators back in the day. And I think you can still do that today, but I'm not sure if any Zoomer kid is just going to be gunning for, oh my god, Snake! I gotta play Snake! And here's the gimmick with this boss. It's going to shoot out 3 rings. It will shoot out 3 rings, which will freeze you in place. And the only way that you'll be free is by taking damage. Either by the boss jumping into you, or shooting more shots. Again, you can still just use your normal charge shots. You can use normal charge shots to get across. Ow. Oh. Too low. Way too low. We wait. Don't really know what the weakness of this boss is. And charged up shots help a lot. Oh, cool rank 44. I did not notice you there for a sec. How do you skip the puzzle, you cheater? have a Merry Christmas to you too, Cool Rag. Merry Christmas, Cool Rag 44. And trust me with the puzzle, if you have the jet, then yeah, people are just gonna skip the damn thing. And here we are with death. Death. One of the most certain things in life. Other than taxes, heartbreak, and disease. But yeah, with this stage, it's a straight up climb to the boss itself. But you have to actually shoot these broken parts of pillar to get across. But you have to be careful to not get crushed or fall underneath pressure from the spikes. And we're actually at our boss. Time to take the fight to our brother. The brother who legit just saved our life in the third game, helped save kidnapping, some really complicated feelings. But let's do this thing. That is not the whistle. Oh, time to ow! Say what? Yep, Dark Man in disguise. And if I'm not mistaken, this is an amalgamation of all the other ones. The one with the platform, the one with the barrier, and the one that just shoots. And if I'm not mistaken, this boss is weak to beat. Oh, come on, be a good boy. Be a good bird. Ow. Ow, okay. Be a good bird. Come on. Ow. And yeah, Beat actually does wonders on this Dark Man faker. So it seems the whole time, it wasn't Proto Man who was the main enemy. But guess who could build a bot? Oh no. Who could have done it? You've done well, Mega Man. I never expected you to defeat my powerful Dark Man robot. Gasp it, Swiley. Until now, I have managed to frame Proto Man for my crimes. But now the real Proto Man has appeared and spoiled my plan. Dr. Light is a captive in my lab. Come if you dare. Ha ha ha. Yep. Yeah, just Wily again. Yep, it is just pure old-fashioned Wily yet again. And so we take the fight to Wily. Seems Proto Man was a good guy all this time, and he was just framed. And we got spiked pits. Duh! Udge. Ow. Oh, by the way, CoolRag44, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, or whatever holiday that you're doing. If you're not doing Christmas or whatever, have a safe and happy New Year or something like that. Because I don't really care if people are gonna get antsy saying, oh, but it's woke to say happy holidays. No, there are other holidays besides Christmas. Stop being a baby. Stop being a gigantic baby. Like, it's just fine to say both, Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas because there is just zero difference. Like, it's just the difference between two simple letters. Grow up. Just saying for those that are getting whiny about saying, oh, but one is important than the other. No, they're both the same. It's just the same. Relax. Anyway, with this set of Wily stages, your weapons do not recharge, so whatever amount of energy you had left with your weapons, as shown here, yeah, you're gonna have to manually switch back to that weapon to have it be recharged. Ugh. Ow. Okay. Let's at least redo that again. There we go. I'm out of Rush Coil, but Super Arrow kind of helps. I'll be quite honest, Super Arrow kind of helps. It's not bad. But yeah, Coolrag44, thank you for stopping by, and Merry Christmas and whatnot. Hope it's safe and hope all goes well for you. Ow. Oh. Oh, it's not. Ow. Boy, I'm going to die again. Let's at least retry with Coil. Okay. Oh! Oh, boy! Yeah, these cogs have to jump carefully. Time jumps properly. Yeah. Although it's best to at least take the top path within all of this, and thank goodness this is our checkpoint. Time the jumps so that way you don't fall off. And that way you can get across safely. With Jet, just jump like a madman. Make sure that you're still on Jet, so that way you yourself can save energy with Jet. Yeah. Whoop, oh boy. More of the crushers from 4. So just make sure that you yourself don't die to the junk, to the crush, to getting crushed. Just make sure you don't get crushed. But this time, the charge shot does not take care of multiple bits of debris at once, so you just have to rapid fire. Just keep mashing that shoot button, and keep going. Oh boy. Keep going. Keep sliding. Whew. Right. Whew, thank goodness. Ahem. Wait for it. There we go. Okay. And we've reached our first Dr. Wily boss. Okay, this boss actually has a funny name. It's called Big Pets. Like big pets, like pet, P-E-T-S. Don't know why it's called that, but it's at least a funny bit of trivia to at least share. With Big Pets over here, what you have to do is shoot each of these bigger platforms to actually reach Big Pets. Ow. A normal shot would do just fine, but you have to jump up onto it and shoot it in the face. Wow, an hour in and we're doing pretty good progress. We're basically at endgame in our end. Nice. And I didn't really have to rewind all that much. Hold it. Nope. Ow! Hold it. Ow, come on. Yep. Ow. That's the thing with big pets. You have to make sure to shoot it and not get damaged by the smaller iterations of big pets over here. I don't know what the weakness of this boss is, but my Buster is doing a good enough job against it. I got like 5 E-tanks left, so I can still just use one. Oh right, I almost forgot. You actually have to shoot it when the eyes are open. Any other time when you're trying to shoot it, and the eyes are closed, and it's just going to deflect your shots. Just one more charge shot. There we go. Oh, another chat member. Chris Ryder, hi! Oh, hello, Chris. Happy you can stop by for the stream. And happy holidays and Merry Christmas and what have you. Storm and Wily Stage 2. Oh, Chris Ryder, I love Mega Man 5. Oh, happy! I'm happy to hear that. 5, I feel, is fine. Not the best, I feel 5 is decent. Like, 5 is a good time. The weapons from the Robot Masters could really use some tweaking. Because some of them are either good, decent, or just kind of bad with the execution. Like, some of them are good with the idea on paper. Like, some of them are good on paper. Don't get me wrong. Some of them are good on paper, but here's the thing. It needed more time in the oven to be cooked. For it to be a really good weapon, you know? And with this stage, be careful, because not only is it underwater, not only are the gears turning, but spike traps. Easy as we do it. Gotta time the jumps just right, so that way you don't get hurt by these spike things, die to the spike traps, or fall to your death. There we go, got it. Ow. Ow. Let's go here. Chris Ryder. Oh, this song is amazing. Oh yeah, it really is good. Like, for as much flack as people give 5, I will flat out say the music in this game is good. It's pretty good. It's a kind of a bop. Underrated masterpiece. Oh yeah, it kind of is. It really is, actually. But I feel 6 is more deserving of the underrated masterpiece thing. But don't get me wrong, 5 is good. 5 is a great Wily stage theme. Because it really sells the evilness of Wily, and it's pretty good, if I'll be quite honest. Like, lots of people go to 1... not even 1. Lots of people go to 2 because it's iconic. And don't get me wrong, it is iconic. But there are other games with Wily themes for the castles that deserve their time in the sun. Much like this game. Like, the music in this game is really good. Okay, take out the big guy. Ooh. Thankfully, super arrow. Good. Ow. Man, I really need some weapon energy. Okay, this boss, I think should be weak to the gyro attack. If I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. So with this boss, when it opens the flaps, you need to make sure to actually shoot it at the right time. I got like 5 tanks left, so I can at least be a little wasteful for this. Chris Ryder, Mega Man 5 is super underrated in my opinion. People hate it because it's, quote, too bland or whatever, but I disagree. Like, there's a good stage where you flip gravity, which is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, 5 is fine. I feel 5 does get its flack, because I'll be quite honest right here, going to the old brass tacks here. The plot for 5, I feel, should have been better if the plots for Mega Man 5 and 4 were swapped out. Because the simple fact that Proto Man saves you in 3 and returns Kalinka with her father in 4. So it doesn't make much of sense where you have this one person who's done 2 good things, 2 majorly good things, and it's just, oh, sudden heel turn. You know, it doesn't make much of sense plot-wise. To me, plot-wise, it doesn't make much of sense for that kind of thing. It would make more sense if the plots for 4 and 5 were swapped out, where you didn't know if Proto Man was an ally or not because of just the one thing from 3. It leaves mystery in the air. It leaves an air of mystery in the air where you can at least not be sure if Proto Man is a good guy or not. And so by beating the bots in 4, and beating Wily in 4, you could at least say that Proto Man was framed for Wily's antics. That would be a much better thing plot-wise. And then in 5, it's just the whole thing with Cossack and his daughter and whatnot. And then with 5, the weapons need more time in the oven. They really do need more time in the oven. Water Wave is fine if it was able to go along walls and not disappear along walls the moment it hits the wall, and you could just shoot it within the air, like the wave just goes diagonally and then just waves up or rises up a wall, like most waves do. That'd be fine, that'd be better. Gyro attack is fine. It's a good Buster replacement. Crystal Eye... Maybe have, like, another 2 or so crystals popping out of the bigger one as soon as it hits a wall? Napalm Bomb... I'd say it's decent. Maybe, like, give it a shorter detonation time? Because it does take time for Napalm Bomb to actually activate. Super Arrow, good. I find it legitimately good. Nothing to improve. Power Stone... Make Power Stone the shield weapon instead of Star Crash. Because with Power Stone, make it a more beefier shield. Make it the beefier shield, you can still move a bit, but it won't disappear after one hit for Power Stone. Gravity Hold, it's fine. Like, it's a good power-up, I'll be honest. Like, at least beef it up a little bit, so that way at least some medium-sized enemies can at least go up and be cleared out without the need to use multiple. Charge Kick, yeah, Charge Kick just give invincibility throughout the entirety of its use. Like, one use, you're invincible throughout, because it's the same as Top Spin, where you use it, but it will damage you if you don't even if you're careful enough. Star Crash, make it a screen nuke. Make it a screen nuke to where you can summon a whole bunch of shooting stars from the sky. It would be much cooler. It'd be much better for Star Crash. Because you can summon a whole bunch of stars from the sky, a good screen nuke. Make it that. And then Coil and Jets, I mean, Jet is Jet. Jet is Jet. It's good. Coil, I feel leave it alone because they wanted to experiment with Coil for a bit. You know, makes sense. And then Beat, leave Beat alone. Because Beat is good because it gives you incentive to actually go within the stages and care enough to actually find the letters for Mega Man 5 to get Beat. Getting Beat is not mandatory. It's not where Mega Man 1, where you have to actually know of where to get the magnet beam for one to get across Wily's castle. It's not mandatory for you to get. It's completely optional. Beat is good because it's completely optional and gives an alternative option. Also, fun fact, Beat is also the weakness for the final Dr. Wily mech. Like, for the final boss, Beat is the weakness for that boss. And now, once again, we are within series tradition. Boss rush, sorry. Where you fight bosses all over again, but the ball is within your court, because the simple fact you have each of their weaknesses. And so we're just fighting the whole fight with Gravity Man here. Wait for it. Gravity Man is the same exact thing. Ow. And the whole thing with the boss rush is going to be the exact same thing for every game within the series. Every time you beat a boss, you get a health pickup, so that helps. Let me see here. I mean, agree, Chris Ryder, Napalm Man stage and Stuntman stage are bland. I will agree with that. Otherwise, I was my favorite, second behind 6. Oh, you know, 6 is not bad. 6 is good. I like the plot of 6. Although I will tear into the plot of 6 when I get to 6. Although I feel some of the weapons for 6 suffer the same thing as 5, where they needed more time to cook for how the weapons will act within the stage. Bosses in 6 are good. I feel it's not bad for the weapons in 6. And third favorite Mega Man game overall. Ooh. Alright. If you don't mind me asking, Chris, what are your least favorite Mega Man games? Because you're pretty passionate about 5. Like, the first person I've actually met, well, one of the few, like, only people I feel that I've seen are really legitimately passionate about Mega Man 5, because people just write it off as being okay. I feel 5 is okay. Get some stuff right, get some stuff wrong, but oh my goodness, Chris. It's not the worst Mega Man game I've played, because Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy, it's not so good. To say it is not good is an understatement, because the simple fact, the music in 2 is not good. The difficulty, I feel, is like baby's first Mega Man, where if you have the weakness, you turn the bosses like nothing. Like legit. The moment you have a boss's weakness in the Game Boy iteration of Mega Man 2, for the Game Boy iteration, you flat out can just cheese the game. Just flat out cheesing. And I've actually streamed that entire game in its entirety. If you know what you're doing for Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy, you can beat that game in like an hour. Like, full stop, I'm not lying. Within 1 hour, for Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy, for the average Mega Man fan, you can beat that game within 1 hour, tops. Like, little over an hour to queues for deaths and whatnot. But yeah, the game is pretty piss easy. Pretty easy, I'll be honest. It feels like baby's first Mega Man, where you have the plot, it's fine, but the music and difficulty, not so good. At least for 2, you can kind of just have, for the Game Boy iteration for 2, it's just, oh, here comes, you have the Metal Blade, and, yeah. Like, not only is the Metal Blade there within 2, for instant cheesing, but boss weakness, cheese it. It's like someone just looked at the Metal Blade and said, hold my beer, for how much we can make this game easily cheesable, and to break it into pieces. Let me see. Weapons do kind of suck. Why can't you kick in the air? I feel that can be good. But I feel if you... Actually, you know what? Give more invincibility frames to the charge kick, and let you slide a little bit more, like double the distance for a regular slide, and just give invincibility frames. With that, you can make the charge kick pretty good. But at the cost of eating some of the weapon ammo. Risk reward for a good charge kick. Let's see, Beat beats Dr. Wily because his name is Beat, which means, of course, we only beat him because his name is Beat. Yeah, pretty much. Third favorite classic, if we're counting the X games, not in my top 3. Yeah, X4 and X1. Oh, yeah. X games are a whole nother ballpark. But, yeah. But yeah, X4 and X1, good games. I've played all the X games and all the classic games, and I can say with my badge of approval, I guess. I can say with my badge of approval or whatever, X4 and X1 are just my favorite X games. Like, it's X4, X1, and X2 for my favorite Mega Man games for the X series. I just love those V games to death and to pieces. Let me think... Is it this? For Napalm Man? No, it is not for Napalm Man. No, it is not. Crystal Eye, oh, I remember. Crystal Eye is Napalm Man's weakness. I feel with the Crystal Eye, with it splitting off into different smaller variations and then bouncing off the walls back and forth and all that, it's good. It ain't bad. Oh boy. Oh wait, I keep forgetting I have E-tanks. Oopsie. Keep forgetting I have that. That is an oopsie on my end. Keep forgetting that, and I keep going at it au naturel when I have methods to restore my health. Duh. With the boss rush, you have to manage your weapons properly. Because sure, you can cheese them all with your weapons, but it'll come at the cost. Because all of these boss rush stages, starting with 1 and onwards, flat out have wily bosses where they're going to be weak also to the boss weapons. So you have to decide, am I going to take them on again with the Buster, or do I have enough energy within my weapons to use it for both the boss rematches and also Wily himself? So you really have to decide which one to actually go for. Come on, gotta slide. Ah! Yeah! Oh boy. Got it. Whew. Let's see, ranking the classics. 1 is down, 12 is down, and there's Mega Man Base. 7, 8, 10, 3, 11. 5 is Mega Man 2, 4, 3, number 5, 6, and 9. Huh, alright. Quick question. Oh wait, I already see where you're ranked 3, number 7. I feel 3 is good. 3 is basically my favorite of the classic Mega Man games, because it just has some of the Robot Masters that I feel are my favorites, which includes Shadow Man, and maybe Needle Man, I guess, or Gemini Man, because I kind of like of how he looks, and the whole clone motif. Honestly, if there was a re-release of Mega Man 3, you could actually just have a more useful Gemini laser. Oh, wait. Hold on. Yep. Oh, whew. Okay. Took care of the boss rematches. I did a rewind, but I want to at least get a move on. And we got Wily. With this Wily fight, wait for him to go down, wait for Wily to cool down, and then you shoot at him. But you have to make sure not to fall in the small spike pit area. If Wily catches you or crushes you, it's not an instant kill. It will hurt you, but it won't kill you instantly. At least there is that, because the game could have been more merciless and just flat out kill you right then and there. But we just have to time our charged up shots and then just take on Wily. Oh, you hate Charge Man? I feel Charge Man's cool. Like, how many times we actually get a uniquely themed boss? Like, you get yourself the upteenth elemental robot master or whatever, but I feel Charge Man should at least get a bit more time to shine, you know? A bit more love, because he's literally modeled after a train. Like, I kinda like the train motif. Like, I feel the train motif is kinda cute. The Charge Man motif, design, and stage are kinda just flat out cute. I'll be quite honest. Like 3, not one of my favorites. Fun time in the main flow for me, or the... Oh yeah, the Doc Robot stages, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, the Doc Robots for 3 and the whole Wily thing for 3 was kind of just rushed, so I feel 3 should at least get a remake, because I know the team wanted to actually implement more stuff, but because of how successful 2 is and they needed to make a sequel, 3 was kind of rushed out the door. So I feel if they actually got the chance to do 3 proper, then they could actually implement all the ideas that they couldn't do for 3. And I feel the Doc Robot stages would not be such a massive rush job. Pun fully intended. And now we take the fight to Wily. One last time. Not really one last time, but one last time for this game particularly. And Wily has another Skull Tank. The Skull Tank will suck you in. It shoots missiles, and the occasional bouncing projectile. Don't know why I said projectile. Ugh. I know how to pronounce and enunciate my words. Do you? And now... we have our second Dr. Wily capsule fight. Wily capsules are this thing in 4 that started in 4, where Dr. Wily, for his final mech, will appear within a capsule. And the capsule will teleport and disappear to random parts of the arena, basically. And he'll shoot projectiles, so it's best to at least have a weapon that can take on Wily and his capsule. In this case, it's going to be Beat. Chris Ryder. Oh, I would actually just like for a fresh remix of 1 to 6, now that would be awesome. Funny thing, there's actually one time for a remake for a Mega Man game that actually happened. It was for Mega Man 1, Mega Man Powered Up, on the PSP over a decade ago. Maybe like almost 20 years ago, but because the PSP was pretty old, like it was one of the only handhelds Sony tried to do. But yeah, anyway, Mega Man Powered Up is the only remake for a classic Mega Man game that actually remade 1, Mega Man 1 particularly, where it remade 1 from the ground up and gave us 2 additional Robot Masters to give us the traditional 8. It gave us Oil Man and Time Man to round it up to 8. And with the Mystery Tank, because I'm low on health and weapons... Oh wait, hold on. No. I actually just want to do that. But yeah, Mega Man Powered Up, yeah, it's a remake that Capcom did for the PSP, which is a ground-up remake of Mega Man 1 on the PSP that did a whole lot of other things. Heck, it's the only one in the entire franchise that actually had a level editor, where you can flat out edit levels and make your own levels, and then send them to your friends. It's a shame the game never got a re-release because on modern consoles, fans would go nuts for that kind of crap. I know there's a fan game called Mega Man Maker. It's a fan-made game and it's really good. Check it out if you can. But Capcom should at least re-release Power It Up and just remake all the classic games from 1 to 6 because there's some stuff from 2 to 6 that really need more time in the oven. Because 2 with one of the Wily bosses is kind of annoying. Oh, and also... Wasn't that lovely? Wasn't that good on your ears, chat members? I know that was good on the ears. It was quite good on the ears, chat members. But anyway, oh, you made 50 levels plus in Power It Up. Oh, that's really cool. Mega Man Maker is a fan game. Yeah, I know, I just said Mega Man Maker is a fan-made game. It's not official. It was made by the fans. And it's an 8-bit Mega Man Mario Maker fan game where you yourself can actually just make levels and bosses out of, if I'm not mistaken, all the classic games. 1 to 11 and maybe some of the Game Boy games. Oh, you never played Power It Up. Oh, I'm sorry, that was my mistake. Ah, Mega Man Maker. Oh, that is my mistake, chat member. I'm very sorry, Chris. And yeah, with that... Wily's beaten. Thanks to Beat the Bird. You know, you could just slide, but I guess running is fine. And we rescued Dr. Light. But not for long because the castle is collapsing, and Wily will take this time to flee. Our beloved brother saves us for a second time in a row. And Proto Man watches in the background as Wily escapes, and Mega Man and Dr. Light are just fine. Nah, Wily ain't crushed, he just fled from his saucer. He is perfectly fine. But yeah, to at least go back with 5, it's a good game. I feel it's perfectly fine. If it had more time to cook, with either a fan remake or a official one from the company itself, the weapons should be the first thing on the chopping block to get remade, because the weapons are either decent or outright garbage. Because, oh my goodness, it is not good. The weapons in 5 aren't the best, but compared with, and I am not lying here, a pogo stick. You get a pogo stick weapon in the Game Boy iteration of Mega Man 2 after beating a future version of yourself that Wily reprogrammed. Long story short, Wily stole a time machine, blah blah blah, go down to Wily's fortress, beat a future version of yourself. Said future version only uses a pogo stick. Not a bad evil brush, doppelganger, but a pogo stick. And the pogo stick functions as a literal pogo stick. I feel that's the worst weapon in the entire franchise, and just makes 5's weapons look like a full set of 8 metal blades all at once, in comparison. Let's see, plot twist for why it was 4, Kids 90s playing 3, thought that Wily died in the end. Total shock. No, it can work, because the plot twist for Wily in 4 and 5 is still the same. You thought it was someone else, but it's still Wily. But with swapping the plots for 4 and 5, if you made Mega Man 4 about the plot of Proto Man being evil instead of Wily, and then the twist comes that Proto Man was innocent and Wily was behind the whole thing, that can work even better, because you'd assume Wily was dead with the whole crushing castle thing from 4. So if you had the plot of 4 be the plot of 5, like swap the plots around, then that would work. It would work a lot better, in my honest opinion, Chris. Because I think you said it again. No. Because in 5, flat out, in both 4 and 5, it doesn't really intend or imply that Wily is dead. 3 would imply Wily could be dead. But if you swap the plots around, for 4, have it be assumed that Proto Man was evil, but a twist is Wily, he escapes. And then for the plot of 5, have it be that Cossack is the assumed new villain, and then it was just Wily who kidnapped his daughter, and then he flees again. That can still work, because that's my biggest plot gripes with 5 and 4. Like, just swap out the plots, and then make it work. That's the whole thing, though. Oh, bye, Chris. And, wow, I just talked through the entire credits of Mega Man 5. And I actually beat the game too as well. Guess it was just 2 parts. Oh, wow, I did that again. But, yeah. I feel 5 is good. 5 is fine. For the whole plot thing, I already restated my opinions about the whole thing. But if they reworked the weapons and gave a bit of other bells and whistles, but just reworked the weapons, 5 can be good. 5 can be a good Mega Man game. Like, just rework some of the worst weapons within that lineup, and then you'll have a good game as well, with better weapons. But aside from that, yeah, this has been FODV93, and I wish you all a Merry Christmas. This has been Mega Man 5, I am FODV93, and I shall be signing off. Thank you very much